Hi everybody, actually it's the wrong page. So this is some extra revision, the grammar reference you have at the end. So for unit 8 is on page 160. Anyway, we had a look at reported speech. You know there are some basic changes that take place. Okay, so normally these are like basic changes that take place, okay, when you report what someone else has said. Okay, so basically present becomes past, so simple or continuous. Present becomes past. Past becomes past perfect. Okay, sometimes it stays the same. Except present perfect, past perfect, will, would, must, had to, can, could. These are like the basic ones. Okay. Now important, because then that's like the general rule, but then there are lots of exceptions. When the information hasn't changed, especially with the states, then you don't normally change the verb. For example, I have 2 children. David told us that he has 2 children, because whenever you report that 2 days later, the information is still true. Okay, so this happens very often with state verbs. Okay, I'm stupid, I was stupid yesterday, I'll be stupid tomorrow when you report it. Okay, something similar. If it has happened recently, okay, it's still the same day, then you don't normally change it. Okay, because the context is still the same. With some modal verbs, okay, then you don't change it either. When it's already past perfect, for example. Now, it doesn't appear, but when you use a reporting verb in the present, he says that, then you don't change anything either. Okay. Oh, he says that we need to come tomorrow. He says that he didn't do the homework. Okay, so when you use the reporting verb in the present, then you don't need to make changes regarding the time. Okay, remember you will have to make changes with the pronouns he, she, I, you. Sometimes you can stay the same. If you say he, you may stay he, but I, you, we, those normally change. Okay, and then you have time, with time expressions and adverbs of place, then you have changes. Okay, you have the list here. Okay, now something important, reported questions. When it is a yes or no question, we use if or whether. Are you coming tomorrow? He asked me whether I was coming tomorrow, and then you have to make the other changes. Are you coming? Present continuous. He asked me whether I was coming, so you becomes I. Okay, so in this one, could I borrow your notes? So your notes, my note. Notice notas, no marks. Las notas del examen. Notes, like apuntes. Okay, so the other changes are the same. If it is a WH question, how, whatever, okay, notice, or the same as before, you have statement order. Okay, statement order means that you don't have the inversion. Could I? This is inversion. However, she could. The same thing happens when you have WH questions. Why did you leave? Okay, you have auxiliary verb, you have inversion, etc. But then, why he had left? Past simple becomes past perfect. This is the normal order. You becomes he, etc. Okay, so the same as the other one, same changes. Okay, so go ahead and do this exercise. Okay, be careful with all the little changes. I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, our teacher told us. Now you must, obligation, so becomes had to. You becomes we. Okay, this, that. Question, so can I? So this is a question, inversion. Here you have a statement, if or whether she could, and then tomorrow afternoon is the following afternoon. Okay, so present perfect becomes past perfect. My, her. Don't, present becomes past. And present perfect, past perfect, last, previous. So like basic changes that take place. This is an extra exercise that you don't have, so you can write the answers down on an extra piece of paper, I guess. Okay, so you can do the ones, because then there are some more, so you can do, okay, do what you can see, and stop the video, get it all done. I'm going to start showing the answers in 3, 2, 1. Now is the opposite. Okay, so this is the reported speech. You have to write direct speech. So it's the okay. Usually this is a fact statement. I told you, so it stays the same. Present. Okay, this present stays present. Okay, same thing here. Now here it changes. I had lived. Okay, so how many years did you live in the past? So past simple becomes past perfect. You have a direct question, so you have auxiliary verb, etc. Here you have no auxiliary, you have statement order. Same thing here, past simple became past perfect, and ago, so earlier, before that time. Okay, present perfect, past perfect, present perfect, past perfect. So here, there, not the adverbs of place it's only before. And will becomes would. Today becomes that day. Same thing, you try to do them. Stop the video, get them done. I'm going to show you answers in 3, 2, 1. So, inversion, because it's a question, will. Okay, this would comes from will, and tonight, that night. Had to comes from obligation, must. Okay, had to be comes from must, the same as this one. And could comes from can. Okay, the week after, the following week comes from next week. Okay, let's move on now with something which is harder. Okay, verb patterns. Okay, back on page 161, I have verb patterns. Verb patterns is how the verbs are used. Okay, it's a matter of use of English and feeling the language. I don't really think you can actually memorize them. I will just tell you, for you to understand what they mean. Infinitive, refuse to go, like I want to go. That's it. Okay, so these verbs work like that. Now we'll tell you a couple of things that we make mistakes with. Offer, for example, you offer to do something. Okay, you don't offer me to help me. You offer to help me, period. And you don't offer yourself to help me. In Spanish, te ofreces hacer algo, or le ofrecí, but in English, that object disappears. Okay, you just offer, or you promise to do something. So both of them. I've just said this one. Okay. Remember, refuses to say no. Someone refused to come. I'm not coming. Now, object. When we say object is this, you can highlight this. Me, him, her, because sometimes you get confused with object and subject. No? When they suggest. Okay, typical verbs. Carried, but anyway, this is what it is. Okay, tell someone to do something. Now, a clause means a sentence. So remember, recommend and suggest in this clause, okay, plus she do. Okay, David suggested she do her homework. Okay, infinitive without to. Suggested she be quiet. Okay, infinitive without to. This doesn't happen with the other ones. With the other ones, she said that she was coming. Okay, the rest are normal. She promised that she would come. Normally, with promise you'd say will, so the past of will would. She promised she would come. Okay, but this should can be omitted. So we visit, we should visit. Okay, nothing. If you want to include with promise, if you want to include the person, what I told you before, you can. I promised me to come. He promised me to come. No, he promised me that he would come. So if you want to include who receives the promise, then you need a clause. You need an actual sentence. But you can say, I promised my mom to study. No, I promised my mom I would study, or I promised I would study. Okay, so if you need to include who receives the promise, then you need the whole sentence. Okay, ing, remember regret ing refers to the past, okay? And recommend and suggest can be followed by ing, but when it's general advice. If you want specific advice, she receives the advice, so I suggested she be quiet, or she listen to podcasts. When you say ing, David suggested listen to podcasts, so everyone receives the advice. It's general advice. So that's the difference between that structure and this structure. Okay, it's something we've seen repeatedly. The prepositions. Okay, that's it. Insist on doing something. Object, remember, the students objected to coming on Friday. You object to doing something, you don't want to do it. You object to doing something. Okay, plus object, plus preposition, plus ing after preposition, ing. Okay, you have it here too. I blame him, the object. Okay, you normally blame someone for being late, so I blamed him for being late. Notice you congratulate. I congratulated Peter on his victory, on his marks, on winning the race. Notice it. Discourage. You encourage someone to do, but you discourage someone from ing. Okay, you can use it with WH words. Okay, he told me where to go. He explained where he would go. Well, this is told us what to expect. He explained where to go. He described how to do it. I know how to do it. I wonder why you are here. Okay, this is not very difficult. This is important because from the practical point of view, sometimes the information is summarized. Okay, so that's relatively important. Okay, so you have this exercise, because you have this in personal reporting verbs. We had a lesson just for this. You disbelieve that, etc. So we'll do this exercise. Okay, so get it done. I'm going to show you guys in 3, 2, 1. Try to do it without looking at the patterns. After you've done it, you can check the patterns and correct your work before you actually see the answers, and that will help you learn it better. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, remind someone to do something, and then you have to make the changes as you arrive the same as the other sentences. You accuse someone of ing. Okay, so accused me of taking. Again, my keys, his keys. Blame someone for them. You could even say there, for they are missing the plane. Like apologize, my interrupting. You can use it with the possessive form. Okay, past regret, so ing, regret ing. You can say regretted emigrating to Australia. Remember, then when you say ing refers to the past, this emphasizes using the past gerund. Okay, that emphasizes that the action was in the past, but regret ing is already the past. Okay, so both are correct. Discourage someone from doing, okay, and object to doing something. Object, we have to work, objected to having to work such long hours. Again, if you have questions, you'll have to ask. And this exercise is extra. Okay, you can practice writing the answers down. We'll do one at a time. Okay, I'll give 5 seconds. I'm going to stop the video. I'll give 5 seconds and give you the answer. Okay. Encourage someone to do something. Told you not to do something. You offer to do. You are threatening. Amenazar. It's the meaning I doubt, I'm not sure something will happen. Okay, it's an exclamation. You have an exclamation mark, you can say explain to me, shouting. Promise, you can say promise me or promise to me. How do you say promise me? Because promise me, and then if you look at the 161 with promise, it was like want us. You want us, so you promised us that. But anyway, you can say it too. English is a flexible language. Okay, she admitted is the meaning and the structure, sometimes both. Okay, recommend ing, the one encourage someone to. Okay, insist on doing something. Apologize for, so object to doing. Congratulate someone on. Blame someone for. I didn't know, so I want that. How are we going to do it? Okay, the meaning is described. The meaning fits here. Okay, you remind someone to do something. It's claimed. The one you have there is asked or claimed. So I asked is the meaning. I asked to. Also, you claim something. You claim is like say he claimed that he was innocent. He said that he was innocent. Okay. So that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.